Play is an extremely important part of the lives of children, and there are a lot of different reasons why this may be the case. First of all, humans aren't the only ones that play. Most species of mammals play, and the more social the species is, the more play you see. So, dogs and chimps are very social animals, so you see uh, constant playfulness in the young members of these species. Other more solitary species, like bears, for example, um, they still play, but not nearly as much. There are different types of play. First of all, there's object play, as you can see in the picture here, where you're playing with physical objects in the world. You're building blocks, you're pushing things around, you're playing ball. Social play is very interactive. It involves playing with other children, often with a strong element of fantasy or pretend involved. And there's physical play, where you're running around outside using your muscles and body. And physical play can be social, like the kids playing ball in the picture on the left, or it can be solitary, like the girl on the swing in the picture of the right on the right. Excuse me. Now, it's not clear why we play. There are a couple of different points of view. The scaffolding view of play says that play has been selected for through evolution because it allows you to practice skills that you're going to need for success as an adult. And so, little boys, for example, or animals like dogs, engage in a lot of play fighting as something that they may need to be doing later on, or practicing the skills that you need for hunting or for combat. Little girls may be engaged in play parenting or other things that would have been something that females did in the prehistoric environment. We don't really know, but the idea is play is practice for future life. The metamorphic view of play says that play provides immediate results. It isn't about practicing for the future, but it allows you to relieve stress, and it establishes dominance and where you stand with your rivals and peer group right now. It provides exercise necessary for healthy development. But for whatever reason it exists, it's very important. There's evidence that a lack of play is related to poor social skills in both animals and people. And one study even showed that murderers more frequently lacked an opportunity for free play as kids than people who hadn't been arrested for murder. There are various sex type patterns of play. Little girls and little boys typically play very differently from each other. There's an old saying that little girls play in pairs, little boys play in swarms. And there seems to be some truth to that. Kids tend to like sex segregated play, especially boys. So girls tend to like to play with other girls, and boys like to play with boys. Girls will often play in pairs. There's a lot of conversation, more than you see with little boys. Little boys are much more likely to engage in rough and tumble play, play fighting, and there's a lot of running around in packs rather than in pairs. Now, it's tempting to say that all of this is the result of socialization, your cultures teaching you to be one way or another, but there's some fascinating work with monkeys where they put toys into a monkey cage, into a monkey enclosure, and just looked at how often male and female monkeys played with the different toys. And they found that the female monkeys very strongly favored dolls and things that they could carry around as if it were part of their family. Little boy monkeys were much more likely to push the little cars around and do other kinds of play. There's even evidence from the wild that female chimps make dolls out of sticks and carry those around. So why is play fun? It's fun because it engages what are called biologically primary activities. We're programmed to enjoy certain kinds of things more than others. Things that aren't fun, like going to school and studying, aren't engaging any of those primary things, so they're much more work for us. School's kind of a bad match for our evolutionary predispositions.